And then the next one I launched was the Panacea. So that's Shilajit resin that's been compressed into tablets, because I've been taking Shilajit for many years, and that's why I feel qualified to come out with it. I really don't think, like, I can count on one hand people I know that have taken more Shilajit than me, that I've even heard of, actually.
Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't be on that list. I don't think many people would.
And it's just because it's just a priority for me with what I understand about it. It's a condensed ecosystem, and so I like taking Shilajit from multiple regions, and so it's a very, very complex whole food supplement. And so it's a mixture of animal and plant matter of that entire region. And so you can get it from the Himalayas is the most popular, but there's also the Rocky Mountains now.
Yeah, I heard about that one. And then, everyone knows the Russian one, right?
Yeah, the Russian one I think was one of the first.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
I think that's the one that Dr. Jennifer Daniels talks about, right? Getting it from Russia.
Yeah, and I don't get in a space of like, one's better than the other. I don't think that's how to go about it with Shilajit. I look at it as different mineral composition of the different animals and plants in that area.
Yeah, and they're all going to react to your body different.
Right, yeah. So I take all three personally. I take Rocky Mountain, I take Himalayan, and I take Russian.
So why would what is the main reason someone would take Shilajit? If there is one. Because there's a lot of, it works on a lot of different levels.
Yeah, so basically the more vegetable juicing you've done in your life, or the deeper you've gone into raw veganism, or just celery juice, or guilty.
We've all done it.
A head of lettuce a day for 4 years. That was my night. That was my nightly dinner.
Yeah.
A whole, the size of my head.
I've done that. Yeah.
And I was turning into a vegetable, because the vegetables will turn you into a vegetable because they contain inorganic minerals, because the cycles of the soil are not there. The nitrogen cycle, the carbon cycle, the telluric cycle, the mineral cycle.
What do you mean they're not there?
They've been altered. So what acid rain does is it kills the acidic microbes and it mutates the alkaline microbes, and there's no more fungal hyphae, and it wipes out the fungus.
Okay.
And the plants can't make fulvic acid. And so fulvic acid is something that the roots excrete, and there's this beautiful trinity with the microbes, the fulvic acid, and the fungus, and the polysaccharides and the fungus interplay.
Okay.
And this is all with all of these really complex Mother Nature cycles. And so
they're not there anymore.
They're not there anymore. And this is, we're going on at least 3-4 generations of this since the mid 1800s.
So this is the problem with people eating organic food or even growing it themselves? Well, I guess if you grow it yourself, you can kind of control the soils a little bit, right?
You can if you're not starting with a base of NPK, which is nitrogen, phosphate, and potassium. Right. And you could buy soils like Black Gold is a decent one. It's like 0.005 nitrogen. Okay. And then no phosphate or potassium.
Okay.
But it's complex, and I think, I don't know if I mentioned before the show, but I've been melting resin and adding it to my soil for years. I think that's a really good strategy to do.
Okay.
Like you can even use my tablets and just drop some in some hot water and then pour that on your plants.
Interesting.
You can bring houseplants back to life with Shilajit. I've done it. And so, I think we have, people growing our food that don't have our best interests at heart. And looking to Justus von Liebig, he was the one who discovered minerals, and then we thought that there were only 3, and then that's what they told us. And then they started dumping calcium hydroxide on the soil, and even Morley told me they're using copper sulfate on the soil, inorganic copper.
Wow. And
can the plants, and he was talking about it like it's a good thing, but can the animals convert that into a copper that's usable?
We don't know.
There's a lot of context there. There's a lot of variables. So Shilajit is a...
Is it a way to get all your minerals?
It's a way to get all your minerals, and it's a safety net. So
for this food that you've consumed your whole life?
and that you're consuming now. And so it chelates and complexes any monovalent and divalent, or all monovalent and divalent atoms, meaning if you have copper in your body that isn't bound up with like ceruloplasmin, which should have like 6 coppers fully loaded, then this will go in. It can make copper bioavailable. It can make iron bioavailable, which is insane. That's my favorite use for Shilajit is with iron. There's a study I'll post on my website with Shilajit improving anemia. And
but why? I'm confused about why you would want iron to be bioavailable.
Well, the problem is having inorganic iron stuck in the tissues, and so that's it. There's heme iron and then there's non-heme iron. Okay. And a big confusion is, Matt, if you're saying iron's toxic, why are you eating a pound of beef a day? Because beef has so much iron. Yeah. But the plants have more iron today than the meat, and it's the wrong form of iron.
So it's more and it's the wrong form.
Mm-hmm. More or the same amount in the wrong form, because it's my understanding meat is like 50% heme, 50% non-heme, whereas plants are 100% non-heme and inorganic. And yeah, the effect that NPK fertilizer plus acid rain plus tap water has on minerals is insane. Like, we don't really even know what toxicological synergy that's creating.
That's so crazy. It's so crazy. Like, it's 2019. It seems like we should know this stuff, right? Doesn't it?
Right. Well, the world of minerals is very complex because with copper and iron, there's different numbers. There's copper 1, copper 2, copper 3.
Interesting. Yeah, it's like what Adam Bergman was talking about. Like, there's over 100 different types of vitamin D. Right. So which one are we checking? And are we checking in the fat? Are we checking in the blood? Where are we looking for it too? So.
Right. Yeah. So I look at this as like a safety net. It's and really, since I'm into anti-aging, the cool thing is the Caraka states, Caraka, that if you successfully consume 1 kilo of Shilajit, you've extended your life by, I think it's 10 years, and you could continue doing that in increments of 10 up to 1,000.
Say that again. You're
So if you consume 1 kilogram, 2.2 pounds of Shilajit, that increases your lifespan by a decade. If you continue doing that, that increases your lifespan in decades up to 1,000 years.
Where did you get this?
So it's an Ayurvedic text called the Caraka. Caraka.
Okay, I've never heard of that. That's cool.
Yeah, and so I bathe in it. I put the powder in my bathtub. I buy kilos of it from Pristine Hydro. Yeah. But the reason why I came out with this form is I couldn't find any other company that's selling it, because you either have to take the powder, which, Shilajit tastes horrible. Let's just say it like it is.
It does.
So with the tablets, I mean, maybe if you want to stimulate the bitter centers, it could help because it's very bitter. But with the tablets, you can just swallow them whole.
Yeah, like a pill. Mm-hmm. But I imagine it's probably good for digestion too, right? Because of that bitter compound.
The fulvic acid is just a miraculous compound. There's actually carbon-60 in Shilajit. There's C60.
Really?
It almost has everything. There's an effect on retroviruses. Everyone's freaking out about retrovirus. Yeah. Shilajit has an effect on them. Has a huge effect on the immune system. I mean, when I think about trace minerals and the really rare minerals that we're not getting, I think about activating enzymes. Yeah. And so enzymes, vitamins, and minerals have a deep interrelationship, and they need each other. So,
it's my understanding that you need to have the enzymes so that your bacteria can work to create the minerals. There's some connection between the bacteria as well in all of this, right? And so it's like you need the vitamins so that you can upregulate the minerals, right? Is that, at least that's what Dr. Ulrey said.
Yeah, there seems to be mixed. This is probably another point of debate because I know like Glenn Calkins says that you need minerals to make enzymes and vitamins work. Yeah. And then you have like Dr. William Wong who says you need enzymes for vitamins and minerals to work.
Yeah. So, I was just listening to him today. Yeah,
I think it depends on kind of what side. I think it's a more balanced thing. Like they all work together equally.
Yeah.
They're all equally important.
Yeah.
But yeah, like supplementing like vitamin E or something gets a lot of flack. They're like, your body won't absorb it if you're, mineral deficient.
Right.
But I'm not saying just take vitamin E. It's part of like, I guess I'm kind of designing a little bit of a protocol.
Yeah.